Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D, the Wild Man, coming at you again with another episode of Coach D Media. Now, you know how I do with Coach D Media. I talk about all things combat sports related, from the highs to the lows. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I was wondering if I should do this podcast. I was like, do I really care? But then I thought about it. I go, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And I'm talking about the heavyweights, right? Heavyweights are supposed to be the most prestigious weight class when it comes to combat sports. Everybody wants to see the heavyweights fight because they bang with thunder. When they hit you, they hurt you. When they knock you out, you go flying. Everybody comes to see the heavyweights. But now we got all this drama in the heavyweights, trying to find good heavyweight fights. Nobody seems to want to fight each other. You know, the top of the heap looks like they ducking fights and all that kind of good stuff. So I said, what the hell? Let's go ahead and get it, right? So I want to talk about 4 heavyweights and why I think we're having so many problems with heavyweights is because everybody wants to make their money first and nobody really wants to compete to see who is the best. Because anybody can make a fight happen if you really want it bad enough. If everybody can get on the same page, but everybody who is a promoter or who's a coach or who's a manager, they think they deserve more than another person, right? And these fights never happen. Or they just suck as a fight, right? So I'm going to talk about one championship heavyweights. I'm talking about the UFC heavyweights. I'm talking about PFL heavyweights, right? We should do a Grand Prix tournament and have all the top heavyweights fight and simply see who's the best. Do a tournament and see who comes out on top. So one championship, we have Anatoly Malykhin, if I'm saying his name right, Anatoly. He is a 3 belt holder in 3 different weight classes. He's now a heavyweight. Anatoly is 14-1, right? I didn't even know he beat De Ritter, who beat Bo Nichols twice in one championship. Went up in weight, they both fought in one weight class, they went up in weight, fought him again, beat him both times, right? So this guy is the real deal. He could probably give everybody else on this list a run for his money, right? When you a 3 belt holder in 3 different weight classes, not only do you know how to manage your weight, right? Number 2, your skills transitions at different weight classes. Sometimes if you're a light fighter and you go up heavy, sometimes your power don't transition, right? When you fight the big boys, sometimes you don't have enough stopping power. Apparently he does, right? Apparently he gives enough to get it all done, right? That's why I went off with him, number 1. I think he can give these other 3 the business. Now, have I seen him fight everybody? No, right? The fights I've seen, he just recently lost his belt, right? But up to then, he was a world beater, right? So he's in there. He's in the mix to do some shit. So I'm curious to see how that plays out, right? Tom Aspinall, I really don't care about Tom Aspinall too much, to be straight up with you. Now, right, he's supposed to be the interim champion right now, right? He ain't really fight nobody, right? I don't see anything that he's shown me like, look, he can get done with anybody. I haven't really seen that, right? It's why I don't think Jon Jones is not worrying about him, right? Jon, at the point in his career where only the top fights should matter, fights that's going to bring mega money. Everybody else seems to get mega fights. Jon Jones can't get a mega fight. Is Tom Aspinall really a mega fight? Really? I don't really think so. It's a good fight. If you just want to throw a fight together, yeah, but it ain't a mega fight. If Jon Jones stubs a toe and loses to Tom Aspinall, you know what? It ain't really all that much, right? So that's why I'm not giving it all that much press, because I don't really see that, right? That's why Jon ain't sweating it. It's a fight that'll be there. It ain't something that he definitely got to have. That's why when I saw this post of him being a coach opposite Nick Diaz at some tough, thing someplace else, they probably both getting paid a shit ton of money because they're both stars. So they're probably getting paid a shit ton of money. I'd rather go do that for a shit ton of money than fight a fight I don't care about. That's why he like, man, look, I'm gonna get paid. I don't really care about this fight. or else he would have the fight. The fight would be a done deal. It would be a done deal, right? But Tom is not that big of a draw to me, right? I could be wrong, but you know how the UFC is. It is what it is. All right. Third, Jon Jones, 28-1. So Anatoly is 14-1. Tom Aspinall, 12-3, and Jon Jones, 28-1. Right. Jon Jones, who fought everybody, done everything, one of the biggest stars out, all right? Considered, the GOAT, the top of the heap when it comes to heavyweights, right? But fighting Tom, do you think that's going to be something he want to be at the top of his legacy if that's his last fight? You think Tom Aspinall is supposed to be the fight he wants to, leave the sport with, win or lose, right? Tom? No. That's why he's like, look, I'm gonna hang around till I get the fight I want. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bail and go on about my business. It ain't time. I'm here to tell you, when you get on a plane to go coach opposite Nick Diaz, right, to make some money, you ain't caring about Tom. Everybody saying ducking. It ain't no duck. It ain't worth it. What's the point of that fight, in my opinion? Everything I'm saying is just simply my opinion. Coach D, you know how I do, right? So that's why Jon Jones ain't feeling it, right? The one everybody is feeling right now is Francis Ngannou, 18-3 in MMA right now, right? Top of the game right now, top of the heap. I think he's a bigger star than everybody on this list. I think he's a bigger star than Jon Jones. I think he's a bigger star than Anatoly. I think he's a bigger star, definitely a bigger star than Tom Aspinall, right? Because he was able to transcend the sport on so many levels. Got one of the best stories out there, period, of becoming a star in mixed martial arts. Best story, from Africa, digging ditches, smuggles his way to France, lives on the streets, finds a gym, gets into MMA, becomes a star, knocks out everybody almost to death, wins the belt, right? Beats Dana White at his own game and gets out of his contract, able to go to PFL, become ambassador of the sport, get an awesome contract, and have 2 mega boxing matches where he gets millions of dollars in payment. Both of his fault. He fought 2 of the top in boxing. So he fought freaking Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Now, he lost to both of them, right? Because it's a boxing sport. They ain't going to give it to an MMA fighter, right? I think everybody said he beat Tyson Fury, which it is what it is, right? But still, he got paid. So look, all that he's done. He went from MMA into boxing, no blemishes, scot-free, right? He's able to walk away from one sport, get into another, and gets to do what he wants to do, right? Everybody on this list would love to be able to do what Francis Ngannou did, right? Jon Jones is begging to do that. That's why he don't give a F about Tom Aspinall. He goes, look what Francis Ngannou's doing. And I'm stuck with a Tom. He's like, no. But with all that BS we're talking, with all these people ducking this fighter and ducking that fighter because the fights ain't shit, right? I think if you do a Grand Prix, right, everybody mix it up and see who rises to the cream of the top. That way we have one unified heavyweight champion, because heavyweight used to unify the world. When you're the world heavyweight champion, that means you're the champion of the world. That means anybody on the whole planet can get it. That's a belt we should have. We should have the world champion, legit Grand Prix for just heavyweights. I don't care about every other division but the heavyweights, because that's the ones everybody will get off their ass to watch. Right now, for instance, Ngannou, I think is the top because he's the only one that done both. Done freaking MMA, top of the game, boxing, not the top. He don't got a belt, but he's fighting the best. Getting paid to do it. Who else on this list is doing that? None of them. That's why they all should be trying to get Francis Ngannou. Right? So a Grand Prix would answer that question. I think so. Right? That's my take on it, because right now, Jon Jones is saying F it. I'll go coaching opposite Nick Diaz. Then fight Tom. If you want a slap in the face for Tom Aspinall, you got it. Jon says, the hell with that. Hell with that. I'm not retiring. I don't got to fight him. I'll go coach. No rules against that. See what I'm saying? So he shook the system, gonna get paid to do nothing, and he don't got to fight. And he don't got to retire. He just ain't fighting Tom. F Tom. Basically. Say what you want to say. Say he's ducking him. Ducking him for what? How much you gonna actually pay Jon Jones to fight Tom? Tom ain't no headliner. Because you got the interim belt, it ain't shit. What you gonna do? I guarantee if Francis Ngannou say, I want to come back and fight Jon Jones, they will kick Tom Aspinall so far out the picture, it wouldn't even be funny. Francis could go back and call his shot and get Jon Jones tomorrow. That's how much nobody care about Tom. That fight will happen tomorrow. Look at freaking D. Riddler was able to come to the UFC and establish himself immediately. Immediately. Right? Took all Bo Nichols' thunder. Right? And if Anatoly came to the UFC, he will get Jon Jones immediately before Tom. Guarantee it. So Tom ain't worth a shit. My opinion. That's all I got. I want to get that out there because, man, heavyweights, when I saw this about Jones and freaking Nick Diaz, I'm like, all right. Not Nick, Nate. I've been saying Nick all this time. Nate Diaz. Competing opposite coaching with Nate Diaz, not Nick. I've been saying Nick the whole daggone time. My bad on that. Anyway, it is what it is, fight fans. Right? Got to get it out there. It's Coach D. Doing what I'm doing. Calling like I see it. Today I'm talking my share of shit. To hear from me again, peace out.